All right, Keith, looks like the rain is moving through, and we're talking about some potential snow.
Yes, for the mountains.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a great victory for them. We've got a couple storms to get to first, so we'll talk about that. Just kind of a dreary night out tonight, and I've been doing this unscientific thing where I'm looking into my sub pump and I'm just seeing it. The water slowly. It hasn't triggered the switch yet, but it's like it's a good way to see the ground table.
Sure.
Without like drilling or anything, and it's quite saturated out there. The rain just continuing. Nothing super heavy here. We're probably looking at about ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch of rain tonight, but there's a pretty good shield out there. Unfortunately, that once again includes the mountains in northern Maine. This was a no questions asked all rain event, as temperatures are just too warm. Low levels, mid levels, upper levels, doesn't matter. It's not there. And so the rain off and on through tonight. When it's not raining, it's drizzly. There is a difference. And foggy along the coastline especially. The rain continues around midnight into the mid-coast, and then 2, 3 in the morning into down East Maine. Now, this is going to sound really sad. I don't want it to, but there's probably like 4 or 5 hours tomorrow that are really nice. And we're talking about the morning through about the middle of the day. And I think the air mass is primed to pop into the mid-50s, upper 50s, and a couple of low 60s if we can hold this front off in the mountains. And I think we can. Obviously outside the mountains where it will be showery. So I think inland and along the coast we have that run into the upper 50s, even some low 60s. It's brief. Enjoy it though. It's around lunchtime, and then this front comes down, it meets up with this low pressure system, and then party's over. We're back to rain for most of us on Wednesday night. This is a more intense rain. We could be looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain along the coastline and inland. There is some mixing though, and some snow that happens with this event from Rangeley to about Millinocket, maybe just into the Orono area that's snowing. I think this model is overly cold with it. On Thursday, I think it cuts off closer to here. It's raining everywhere else, and then the system moves out Thursday midday or so. So as far as snow goes from this Wednesday night into Thursday, looking at 2 or 3 inches across northern Maine into the mountains. I think Rangeley is probably included in that. Maybe Kingfield, Carrabassett Valley could get in on it as well. And then our next system, after 2 quiet days, Friday and Saturday, comes in on Sunday. And this one does have the potential to stay snow in the mountains, if not the entire event, close to it, which would be hugely beneficial for them as they could pick up, you could see 6 or so inches of snow. So that would be really positive. Again, that is on Sunday. For the rest of us, total rainfall amounts from now through Monday morning, 3 inches or so, with isolated areas of up to 4 inches. We don't expect widespread flooding, but obviously ground table issues here. The other thing is that it may feel muddy. It is muddy, but there is actually a frost in a lot of spots below that. So our soil isn't going to be that great at absorbing rain going forward here. But man, it would be a victory for the mountains if they can get some snow out of this on Sunday. The rest of us will suffer through rain and wind on Sunday during the day.
And did I hear you say Sunday is king tide?
Sunday's a king tide, yes.
Do you think that the extra rain plus the king tide is going to lead to some coastal flooding and ponding?
I do. Good news is there isn't a ton of wind here. I was more concerned a couple days ago with the wind, but we probably will see a king tide by itself is minor coastal flooding around here, so it'd probably just be a little bit more than that.
All right. Thanks.